Hey guys, my name is Mandy Aracena, and thanks for tuning into this season's first episode of What's Your Story, where we interview professionals about their career journeys. Today we have a really special guest. He is a 30-year communications industry veteran that was most recently named as Director of Strategy and Research at Student Run, the agency here at UF. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Robert Norberg.
Hey Mandy.
Hi, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Just want to make sure that you understand that the agency is professional run and student staffed, basically.
Oh, perfect. So is there more students than there is professionals, or is it a nice medium?
Yeah, there's a lot more students than there are professionals, but there are a few professionals that are guiding the students through this experience.
I see. So before we get to the serious stuff, how about we ask some spitfire questions to get to know you a little better? Are you ready?
Great, yeah.
All right, so the first one is Bob or Robert?
Bob, all the time.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Facebook or Twitter?
Both.
And your favorite restaurant in Gainesville is?
Dragonfly.
Summer or winter?
I'm a summer type person.
And if your life was a song, what would be the title?
What a great life it's been.
That's a very appropriate title, if I must say. So now that we know you a little better, how about we get started with the more serious type stuff?
Certainly. So
I heard you're a UF alum, and I was just curious to know, what did you study while you were here?
I studied food and resource economics in the College of Agriculture. So I've got an agriculture and business background.
And so how did you end up with the data and research aspect of your job?
So my first professional experience was as a commercial research analyst. So I started off as being a researcher, forecaster, planner, economist for various organizations.
And while you were here at UF, did you intern anywhere that gave you, crucial experience that you needed later on?
Yeah, I did. I had an internship during my final 2 years with the Water Management District, and I was a planner for Water Management District.
So what does a planner do for the water management?
They predict water usage.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And your first job after graduation, what was it like? And was it here in Gainesville, or did you go away?
No, I was fortunate. My first job was with Likes Brothers, a vertically integrated agricultural organization located here in Florida. I was in their Tampa division, and specifically with their citrus processing unit.
And what type of work did you do with them while you were there?
It ran the gamut from managing the commercial research to procurement to market research.
And so you have all this experience. And so what advice do you have for PR and marketing students, or anybody looking to get into the data and research side of agriculture, or maybe anything else? What type of advice can you give them for them to make it in the industry and make the transition from college to professional life a little bit easier?
Right. So first and foremost, I would say that being able to communicate is critically important, whether you're on the research side of the business or whether you're on the marketing side of the business. So from a researcher's perspective, you have to be able to communicate effectively the implications of the research that you have done. It's not enough to just show charts and graphs and numbers. What you have to be able to add to that is, what does this mean to the person or the audience that you're talking to?
And can you give us a little bit of insight into what type of clients you guys have at the agency?
I sure can. Client base is very diverse, all the way from an ecotourism park in Cozumel, Mexico, to the Association for Certified Public Accountants in New York City, to the Florida Department of Citrus, Florida Department of Transportation, as well as some colleges here on campus, like the University of Florida International Center.
And so I see obviously that you guys have a really diverse set of clients, and I'm thinking maybe some students are interested in taking part of the agency and probably joining as a team member. So how can students, apply or maybe intern at the agency?
So if you go to the agency website, there is a section there for wanting to work with the agency. So there's an application process. Certainly today there are about 90 students that work with the agency, and those students know how to apply, how to become a member of the agency staff.
And in this day and age, it's always told that social media is a really important aspect for any business. I was wondering if, Twitter, Facebook, and all these social media websites help the agency somehow to progress and get more clients.
Yes, absolutely. We have our own Facebook page, our own Twitter accounts. We've got a LinkedIn presence. We have a YouTube presence today. So that all of those social media tools are used to promote the agency to potential clients.
And the application process I've heard is very grueling. There's about 400 applicants, and like you said, there's about 90 students working there. And I was wondering if maybe you guys look at social media pages of these applicants and look for things that might not be, of the best interest, and you guys make a decision off of who you hire off of that.
Well, certainly we're looking for students that have good judgment, and sometimes judgment can be viewed on how they use social media. So yes, we would take that into consideration. The application process itself isn't real but our selection criteria is pretty pretty strict, so that we get just the best on campus working for the agency.
And what type of students do you guys look for? What do you look for in a resume?
We have students from the College of Journalism and Communications. We've got them from the business school, from computer sciences. So we're looking for all of those skills that would be used within an advertising agency, like the ability to communicate, to write, to take video. We have videographers. So it depends on what is open at the time and what type of clientele we have, but we're basically looking for students that have experiences through internships or other jobs, and as well as through classroom in these areas of communications and communications production.
And my last question is pertain more to the resume aspect of it. A lot of students really stress out on getting the perfect resume, but I was interested in knowing your opinion of whether your resume is still as important, but how much attention should you pay to your LinkedIn, and should you have one?
LinkedIn is very important, but I would say what I pay attention to most is, what does the student feel they want to do? What do they want to do? How do they want to contribute? How do they believe that they're bringing value to the business? Whether that's displayed in their LinkedIn account or a resume, it's equally important.
Well, you heard, students, everything is really important, and the agency isn't just shut out for journalism majors or telecommunication majors, business majors. This is your opportunity to go out there and get some experience here while you're in Gainesville before going out into the real world. I want to give a big thank you to Bob for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Mandy.
This has been What's Your Story, and stay tuned for the next episode next week on Thursday at 1:15. Have a nice weekend.